In this video, I'll be covering question 1, part C from the 2023 AP Calculus AB free response calculator required portion of the exam. I cover parts A, B, C, and D all in their own individual videos, so if you want to see those other solutions, please check out my other videos. Okay, so diving into C, we've got the rate of flow of gasoline in gallons per second is modeled by this equation. So we're leaving behind that table from up above, and we're working just with this equation right here, and it's over this interval, 0 to 150. Using the model, they want us to find the average rate of flow of the gasoline over that time, 0 to 150. So notice that this is an average value that we're looking at here. We are trying to find the average value on this because the thing we're trying to find the average of is the rate of flow. So be careful here. This is not an average rate of change. This is an average value problem. And so average value is an integral formula that you have to know. So the integral formula for the average value looks like 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b of whatever the thing is that you're trying to find the average value of dx. In our problem here, we've got an a value of 0, we've got a b value of 150, and this is the equation that we're trying to find the average value of. We'll take that information, plug it into our average value formula, and because this is a calculator required section, we're actually going to be able to plug this into our calculator and be done pretty quick. So I would do the integral from 0 to 150, and then out in front of that, the b value is 150 minus our a value, which is 0. And then the equation we're using will be t over 500 times the cosine of t over 120. All of that is inside the squared here. Just to make sure you don't think that's cosecant, I'll go ahead and erase that a little bit better. And then dt. So from here, what we can do now is pop all of this into our calculator. Now that we know what we're looking at, what we'll do is in y1, we're going to put this full equation. This is 1 over 150 right here, and we can multiply that by the full equation, so we can actually put that into the y1 and take care of all of this multiplication, all the process in one single swoop. It'll be 1 over 150, then we just put in, instead of t's, whenever you're entering something into the calculator, just put them in as x's. And from there, you're just going to go ahead and put this in exactly how it looks, and we don't need a dt. We'll put all that into y1. We're going to graph this thing. Remember, the entire AP test is in radian mode, so make sure you just set your calculator radian to mode to start. It's the default setting on your calculator, and so unless you get crazy, it shouldn't be anything but radian mode. So set that to radian mode. Then we're going to graph this, and we're going to have to adjust our window on this. And we need to adjust our window to match the bounds from our interval. So those are x values. We'll want to set our x min to 0, and we'll want to set our x max to 150. We don't really care about the y values because we're letting the calculator do this calculation process, so we don't actually even need to see the graph. We just need to make sure the x window is large enough for all of that to be seen. Then from there, we will hit the second. We'll choose the Calc menu, which is the button above Trace at the very top of the calculator. And inside the Calc menu, we'll choose the number 7 option, Integral of f of x dx. The calculator will ask us a couple of questions, and then we'll answer them, hit Enter a few times, and at the bottom of the screen, it's going to say Integral of f of x dx equals, and whatever we get out right there is going to be our final answer. So let's go do this. Open up our calculator. Go to our y equals, type in our equation, 1 divided by 150, then parentheses x divided by 500, then cosine of x divided by 120, close that, square it, close the whole thing. Make sure I am in radian mode. I hit mode and randomly my calculator is in degree mode. Who knows what I was doing. Then from there, before we hit graph, we'll go ahead and hit the window button. we'll go to the x-min value. That'll be our lower bound of 0. Our x-max will be our upper bound of 150. I always adjust the scale, just that's where the tick marks are on your axes. And then I would go ahead and hit the graph button. It's going to graph it again. I don't really need to see much more than what I see in front of me. And then I go through my second calc, the button above trace at the very top, and inside there we'll choose the number 7 option, integral of f of x dx. I hit enter on that. It's now going to ask me for a lower limit. The lower limit on this is our lower bound. We type in 0, hit enter. The upper limit is 150. We type in 150, hit enter. If the graph wasn't so small, you'd get to watch it shade itself right there. And then you'll see at the bottom of the screen it says integral of f of x dx equals, and that's going to be our answer. So 0.0959967. Oftentimes on an AP Calc test, you can round things to 3 decimal places. This one went, I'll just take it out to 6. From here, that would be the average rate of flow of gasoline. And that's going to be our final answer. So this one wasn't too bad as long as you remembered what that average value formula was. You'd have gotten 2 points on this problem. You'd have gotten 1 point from setting up the proper integral right here. And then you get 1 point out from getting the final answer. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe. And also share it with your friends and anyone else you know who might be crying about an upcoming AP Calc test. You can find more videos from me, more sample AP Calc questions, and my complete AP Calc study guide over at my website, apcalcprep.com. Have a great one.